Well, hello everyone. I apologize for it being such a long 30 minutes, but there's nothing I can do about that. Life happens. I'm sorry. I honestly didn't think we were going to make it this evening just due to the fact of how my day was going. But anyway, hello everyone. I see we have I Rhyme with Stick here and New Hampshire Lone Wolf. And it appears we got a handful of others in here for some other places, but that's all right. What's everybody doing tonight? Let's see. Sitting in a Walmart dock waiting for them to call so I can get my paperwork. Good luck, buddy. Walmart takes their time. That is one place that I do not miss is going to Walmart. Boy, howdy. Let's see. Oh, yeah. And I also forgot what time zone I was in. That does happen. Hey, look, mistakes happen. Mistakes were made. It's all right. La-di da-di, everybody. It all happens. But it's all right. But anyway, all things aside from that, it's not been a horrible day. Been pretty busy, but that is just the way that things go from time to time. But anyway, so we're here tonight and we're going to talk a little bit about cloud trucks and just trucking in general. So if y'all have anything that y'all want me to talk about or cover, any questions whatsoever, feel free to drop them in here and we'll go from there. Where did I park? Wouldn't you like to know that? I'm not going to. There's a fly in here. Ooh, there's one. Y'all know there's the one, a fly is in the top three things that I hate the most, right? Well, top four, right behind liars, thieves, and ugly green sweatshirts. Flies are the fourth most hated thing in the world. But anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about cloud trucks tonight, look at their website, talking about being leased onto them, and we'll go from there. And if any questions arise, we will address those as need be. And then afterwards, once I'm done with my whole spiel here, we will bring on another guest or two, and we'll actually get talking. We'll talk trucking and things of that nature. But until then, let's roll this intro, y'all. All right. So here we are. We are on the Cloud Trucks virtual carrier webpage, which is the program that I am running underneath, being that I am leased onto them and running underneath their authority. So they got all their usual stuff on here, the lottie dotties and the hooplas and all that stuff. But they have it. There's that dang fly again. That thing's gonna make me so mad tonight. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so they got their little advertisement here: 55,000 plus loads booked on their app. 6,000 average gross revenue per week. Says that's of June 2022. I can say that's about average. That's completely doable still, even though the spot market is a little turbulent right now. I'm still hit. I'm getting close to that on the weeks where I'm actually out running. So I can attest that $6,000 average gross revenue per week is a very achievable number, and they are not fluffing that at all. So right here is talking about some of the load boards that they have inside of their application. They got Uber Freight, Convoy, DAT, Load Smart, 123, XPO Logistics. I've seen some Schneider stuff. They got all kinds of stuff. They got like 25, I think it is now, 26, something like that now. Load boards that they're pulling loads off of and putting into their program, so that way everything is centralized. Uh, oh, sorry, got the call. Got to go check in again once I get to Fort Collins. Absolutely, buddy. Be safe. Y'all have fun out there. 24. Mine said 25 earlier. I don't know if they added a new load board, but anyway. And they also have this inside of there, this wonderful bit of technology they call it the schedule optimizer. I haven't personally played with it that much. I'm kind of pretty independent. I'll run that if I know I got to be home on a certain day to get back to the house, but it's a little slow still. So I find it much quicker to actually call the brokers and get them on the phone and take it on their way. But it's another option. It helps. And it helps show you some. The loads that you can. So say you want to be back home in 5 days. You want to leave your house and come back home. It'll pick the loads that it knows inside of their network of load boards and freight, and it will how do I want to say this? It will show you it'll give you basically a pre-plan that you can call and negotiate on and or instant book if it has one of those loads inside there. And at that point, you can basically run your own schedule that way. Like I said, it does take a little bit of time to run because there's a lot of freight and a lot of loads to run through, but it does really well. I don't think I can show that technology yet. Once they give me the go-ahead to actually start making videos and content on the schedule optimizer, I will definitely show you guys that. But it is a way the theory behind it is supposed to help you maximize your profits, and it does account for passing by the house or wherever you want to go. And it does also allow for, a couple hours in between your loads and unloads. And it will also, you can set it between power only or dry van or flatbed or whatever you're pulling. So it's a good tool to utilize. Like I said, I usually I use it more when I'm trying to get back home instead of trying to, piece together from like 6 different load boards. So, but it's another good tool to use. Here's the big one that I absolutely love. They have instant access to your money. So the minute you book a load and you get it in your trailer and you depart, they will advance you up to 50% of that load that minute. You'll have it within an hour. Most of the time it's within 10 minutes. And you can use that for fuel or a breakdown or whatever you need, or just don't do it at all. You don't have to take the advance. The other thing with that is with it being instant access to your money, that when you scan that BOL in, they pay you directly to your CT account or your CT card. And then if you want to take it out of your CT account to move it back to your bank account, it takes, I think, 2 business days. That's the caveat. But the advance, they do charge a 2.5% on that. So it's not horrible, but if you need it for fuel or you have an emergency breakdown, it's a good tool to be able to utilize. But the fact is, you get paid at the end of every load. It's 85% of the line haul. So the better you negotiate your rates, the better you get paid. And there's no sitting and waiting all week to get paid. It's wham, bam, done, you're paid, end of story. No questions asked. I've never had it bounce. I've never had it be wrong. It's worked every single time. The only caveat being that to get it from my CT account to my personal bank account to pay myself out each week, I have to make sure that I allot for the 2 business days. So if I want to be paid on Friday to my personal bank account or to set my taxes aside, I just have to know that it takes 2 business days to be able to transfer the money. If it's on a weekday, if you set the transfer up for Friday, it's going to be Monday. If you set the transfer up on a Friday and Monday's a holiday, it'll be there Tuesday. So pay attention to that also. So, they also track finances, simplify your taxes. They take care of your IFTA, everything. You scan in your fuel receipts. Everything is done inside the app. That is the wonderful thing about this carrier. Everything is centralized. It's super easy, and everything is just so much. It's completely different. Like we're light years away from the entire rest of the industry, whereas everybody else is still in the Stone Age doing things by paper and things of that nature. They have brought the trucking industry into the modern era. So they have made things easier and more convenient for us to where literally the only thing we need to focus on is running our business and operating efficiently to be able to turn a profit. And it talks about what you get for, the other carriers, they're charging 35%, whereas CT only charges 15%. And through that, you get instant payment on all loads. You get they cover the cargo liability insurance. 24/7 support. You get some fuel discounts. You get the safety support. If to filing, you can book any load and independence. Now, that being the case, we are required to carry some insurances ourselves. That being, you have your bobtail insurance, your occupational accident insurance, and there is one other one. Dang it, I got it written. I got it somewhere. Occupational accident insurance. Oh, dang it. Let me check my notes here real quick. I have this here. It is occupational accident insurance. Dang it. Where's my notes at here? Let's see. It is occupational accident insurance, bobtail insurance, and there is one other one. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but anyway, just basic. The insurance is on your truck itself. You have to carry those insurance. Physical damage. Thank you, New Hampshire. That's the one I was missing. Physical damage, bobtail insurance, physical damage, and occupational accident insurance. I knew there was one I was missing. I just couldn't think of the name of it. But anyway, so on the Road Ranger, you get 20 cents off. At Pilot Flying J, you get 15 cents off. And at Love's, you get 10% off. Or sorry, excuse me. I don't want to quote that. I think it's 10% off of the maintenance cost. Let me look in here real quick. Let me see. It is, yes, 10% discount on tire purchases and maintenance services at Love's. So, and then down here, it's talking about where they have the cash advance and the 50% of that up front. But they do charge that 2.3%. So how do you get started? Well, let's see what they got to say. To get started, you just need to be at least 23 years old, have a CDLA license for at least 2 years, hold a clean driving record. If you own your own truck, you will need to purchase a trailer or purchase or rent one. And they have partnerships to help you get set up with equipment. So that being said, okay, so that right there. So Cloud Trucks, if you have a truck, will pay up to $5,000 for you to move your truck, or they will pay up to $5,000 for a deposit on a truck. So if your deposit on your truck is $10,000, they put up $5,000, you put up $5,000, that makes $10,000, you go get that truck. Now, you do have to pay that back over time. Of course, it's not free, but it will get you out of a situation. And I know for that is fact, because that's one of the resources that I utilize to be able to move over here, since I did have a deposit that was required to move my truck. How do I get started? You fill out the application. Too easy. Do they provide drivers with equipment? No. Cloud Trucks does not own its trucks. However, Cloud Trucks partners with major truck leasing companies to provide lease-to-own options for your equipment. Does Cloud Trucks include insurance? Yes, Cloud Trucks includes auto liability and cargo insurance. What if I have my own authority? If you already have your own federal authority, DOT and MC numbers, you will need to either put your authority on hold, revoke it with FMCSA, or sign up through their flex programs. And if you have more answers, who can you call? If you have more questions, I will drop me a comment on this, and I will get you set up with a very knowledgeable recruiter who knows everything and all things that have to do with Cloud Trucks. So if you are interested, let me know offline, and I will get you set up with some people to get you some more information. But that's just kind of the short and skinny of it. You can book loads through whatever broker you want. If you have customers, you can still do business with your customers, things of that nature. Yeah, Lone Wolf, there are no camera requirements. It's super simple. The only thing that takes the longest amount of time is waiting for your plates to come in. That's the only thing that I've noticed in the onboarding process that makes things difficult is waiting for your plates to come in. But that's not necessarily the end all be all. Especially if you're buying your truck to put it on here, you're going to have some downtime anyway, getting everything legal. So you can at least start that process early, or you can get your own plate. But anyway, so that is about the short and skinny with cloud trucks at this current moment in time. Unless anybody has any questions, you can drop them in the comments and I'll try to get to them as best as possible. But it's really easy here. It's so easy, it should be sinful to be able to work here. Compared to other places I've been, there's less hassle, less problems. They do have a business credit card. It's the CT credit. I'm not familiar with it. I do not have it. I don't have a lot of credit cards. I prefer to do cash transactions. But they do have a credit card here that will allow you to be able to build your business credit. I personally don't have it right now. It's not something that's in my business model. So it is just getting going. They just started it, I think, a couple months ago, so it's a new thing. But from what I hear from people who do have it, it's really good. How long have you been working for CT? I do believe I am on the end of my first month here. So far, everything inside this, from what I've seen for the first month, I'm compared to other places I've been, so far so good. It's fantastic. So now, that being the case, there are the nuances and the things that I find that drive me batty aren't on the cloud truck side of things. The only thing, if I had a critique, would be that sometimes on the weekends, in the middle of the night, they're a little bit slow to respond back, but they always get back to me. And that's the thing. Like, when it comes to talking to the people that you work with here, you have multiple ways of contacting. You have emails, you have phone numbers, you can send text messages. Like, the level of communication here, it's essentially an open door all the way to, through all of the departments. So the fact they're a little bit slow, they're still light years faster than in responding to an issue than anywhere else I've been. So, New Hampshire Lone Wolf says you need to have your LLC to get it. So yeah. So another thing that's really interesting here. So say you're rolling down the road and you're on a hot load, and you're rolling down the road and you pop a tire. It happens to all of us, and you're going to be late because you're waiting on maintenance and things of that nature. I just had something similar to this happen to me the other day. Got held up. What happened to me personally is I got held up in the ports, and I was stuck there for an exorbitant amount of time. They ran me out of time, and they had to reschedule my load. The interesting thing with dealing directly with the brokers and our operations team, when there is an issue and things arise, unlike other carriers I've been with or worked for, where you always have that hind end where they're chewing on you and yelling at you and cussing and screaming and losing their mind, which we have all been there. We've all seen it happen. I have yet ever once, when an issue has arrived, to ever have anyone either cop an attitude, raise their voice, or anything, nothing derogatory. They have literally been the most professional people I have ever worked with. And I cannot speak highly enough of the professionalism that they carry here. And the funny thing is, when something silly happens and you're not at fault, because, this broke or that broke, or you got held up by a shipper, when you call the broker, it's, oh, all right, we'll reschedule, no problem. Like, it's, like I said, it's so easy, it should be sinful here. But anyway, I am going to see if we can bring on one of our other guys who's been here a little bit longer than I have. If he's able to hop in here, we'll see if we can get this done and get him on here. Maybe he can tell a little bit from the things that he's experienced. So that way you're not just, getting my perspective of it. So, what's the average that you can make per week and how many loads? Well, so with that being the case, okay, so that's kind of a loaded question because the way I operate my truck is going to be different from how you operate your truck. You can run local, you can run regional, you can run over the road. You're dispatching yourself and negotiating your own rates. So how much you make each week depends on how well you negotiate with your brokers and where you put your truck. So if you put your truck in dead markets, you're not going to be doing as well. You need to study and learn your freight rates, or it's not freight rates, freight lanes, excuse me. So, as far as how many loads, you could run one load a week that goes from one coast to the other and make 7,200 that week in gross revenue, or you could run 10 short little local runs around the house and make 5,500 to 6,500. I mean, I wish I had a better answer for that one, but it's a little bit of a loaded question just due to that fact. And, but I can say at least that you can make, you will be able to make your nut here. I promise you, if you run your truck efficiently, you watch your fuel economy, you're buying the fuel cheaply, and you're budgeting your business appropriately, you can make it. This isn't like any of these other carriers out here. Shout out for my name, Christina Dolans. Thank you very much. Well, I am very glad to help in any way possible. I mean, that's what we do these for, so like we can actually get together, talk, and answer questions about this place, where we're at, and where this place is going in the future. See, what I'm trying to build is a community where us as an industry, truck driving has become very animalistic and jaded. So my goal here is to be able to build a community where we can actually get together, exchange information, company drivers, owner operators, fleet owners, you name it. And we can all actually come together as a community and work as a team and be able to educate one another, because I know something, you know something, the guy or girl down the road knows something. We can all learn from each other. So we're all on the same team here. So I want us actually to be able to build that community where we can all reach out and there's no dumb questions except the only question that you don't ask. And we can all actually just joke around and kick each other around and actually have fun. Thank you, and be safe out there. You too, absolutely. That's the biggest thing. Y'all be safe out there, wherever you're going. So, but anyway, so it's it's really good here. I like it. It's as stress free as I've ever seen the trucking industry be. There's always stress, but there are some places where it's more stressful than others. So, let's see. It looks like we got about 10 minutes before New Hampshire Lone Wolf can hop in here. So, while we're waiting on him to get in here and one of my other cohorts here, here, does anybody else have any other questions that you would like to see covered or have any other questions asked? So, but yeah, it's been quite a awesome experience. So One of the big things, like I was talking about earlier, and let's see if I can get this to populate here. I was talking about how to place your truck and know what lanes are profitable to run. And by knowing what loads are coming in from where, that will help out quite a lot. Let's see if I can get this to work here. All right, here we go. This is looking right. How does the percentage work? Is it really 86%? No, it is legitimately 85% of the line haul. So they will, okay, so inside your system, they will send you the rate, you get the rate con emailed to you from the broker as they email it to the broker and to Cloud Trucks. So automatically directly from the broker what the load has been paid for to negotiate it, because we're negotiating our own rates here. So on top of that, inside where you get your rate con, it will show you a statement showing the 85% that they're going to pay, which is what we get. And like I said, it's 85%. That is what I get, and it's never never gotten me wrong in any other direction. So it has never bounced. So anyway, like I was saying here, one of the ways to know and to keep your truck profitable is to be able to look and know where your freight lanes are and what is coming out of where. This is going to drive you nuts. Nothing wants to work tonight. Excuse me. But yes, so I just had that pulled up and the whole thing disappeared on me. 1 second, everybody. I'm sorry about that. Oh, dadgummit. You would think I would have this already figured out, wouldn't you? Sorry about this, y'all. Anyway, one more click, and we ought to be there. Log in. Here we go. Trucker's Edge. All right. So this is one of the tools that I use to be able to know where to put my truck. So, and because this is a very important thing, this is from DAT. This is called the Trucker's Edge. So when I bring this up here, you'll see what I'm talking about. So you got over here, I got it set for van, and it'll show you states, what you have coming in versus where you have going out. So as you can see, like Alabama right now, you got 22 trucks coming in and 2 loads coming out. Arizona, 60 going in, 29 coming out. Arkansas, 34 coming in, 20 going out. California, 224 going in, 137 coming out. Colorado, shockingly enough, is not dead this week. 45 loads going in, 184 coming out. Connecticut, 12 in, 0 out. So Florida, 133 and 34 out. So the big thing that we're seeing right now is what this indicates is we have more trucks in the area than we do have freight to move in a lot of these areas. So when you're seeing a higher number of trucks going in versus the number of trucks coming out, you know that you're going to be a little behind the ball when it comes to negotiating in these areas. Indiana would be a great place to be this week. 28 going in, they got 59 coming out. Michigan, 52 going in, 97 coming out. Missouri, 26 going in, 63 coming out. And I'm sure that these are just the DAT numbers, but this is still a tool that you can utilize to be able to figure out where your bargaining power is going to be. Pennsylvania, 49 coming in, 103 coming out. They're doing good. Texas is a good place to be. 183 going in, 214 coming out. Washington, don't want to go there. 51 going in, only 14 loads coming out. This is going to be one of those tools that will help keep you profitable and help you know where to place your truck. so that way you can make sure that you're putting your truck in hot markets. That's going to be the one thing that I will say will make the biggest difference here is putting your truck in hot markets. So that way you will be able to keep profitable, have negotiating power, and be able to get a leg up on the understanding of how everything is going to end up working. So, that being the case, it also helps to know your lanes. And that is one of the tools that you will use to know your lanes. So, okay, let's see. So, let's see. Will you be able to show us a load board coming out of North Carolina going to anywhere? Let me get on here and I'm going to see if I can pull up a couple of load boards that I use. Go away. Let's see. I'm trying to get it set up now. It is not going to let me do this. So that's only for my phone. So inside of the Cloud app, I do not believe. Let me see if I can get the Cloud trucks to pull up. Let's see. Oh, it's making noises at me. Hold on, I'm trying to get you squared away here. So, anyway, 0. Okay. So, anyway, I gotta verify this and wait, what in the hell? What? That is not correct. Why is it doing? Oh, wait, hold on. Dang it, go forward. There we go. Okay. So you said, what part of North Carolina? Let's just look at Charlotte. Charlotte, North Carolina. Let me get this squared away over here. So, Charlotte, North Carolina, anywhere. Let's look for tomorrow. So, let's see what this comes up with. There's 150 miles. Okay, so I was wrong. It says 24 sources. Okay, so 24 different load boards is where they pull from. All right. Lottie-dottie, everybody, come on. There we go. Let's bump this up to less than 100 miles, any distance, and let's check more filters. Don't want power only, want dry van, and let's search the load. Give me a second here. We'll get her all squared away. Drink water. Any y'all from the military would know about that one. All right, so these are loads you have called instant books. And what they are is literally just instant book. Point, click, boom, there you go. Winstonboro, South Carolina, one stop going to Riverview High, Florida. The estimate is between 1427 and 1846. They got it at 1700. So there's your average as to what they're showing. Not too bad. They got Richburg, South Carolina to Sarasota, Florida for $3.29 a mile. That'd be a decent run. I'd run that. Canover, North Carolina. This one's from LoadSmart to Plant City, Florida for $3.04 a mile. Truck Stop has Canover, North Carolina, Plant City, Florida for $2.96 a mile. Concord, North Carolina to Loveland, Colorado 265 a mile. That's pretty dang good on that lane. Let's see. Spartanburg, South Carolina to Sumner, Washington. Listing price is 210 a mile. I mean, there's, like I said, we got tons of stuff. It even shows you the average. Like the average for this one is 49.11 to 72.29. I'd be pushing more on that 72.29 if I'm going up to Washington. But yeah, these, you got instant books, you got other loads. I mean, you can call these, bid on them, do what you got to do. So if I was you and I was going to that North Carolina, if you remember what I said earlier about Colorado and how Colorado has more loads coming out than it has trucks going in, I'd be hopping on them loads to Colorado right now and hopping on them because they're paying pretty decent. So 283 a mile, they're doing good for where we're at right now. So, but yeah. So, any other questions or anywhere else y'all wanted me to look? I mean, this is just the spot market. This spot market freight load boards. This is just the conglomeration of load boards that Cloud has. So this is just how it looks. Looks just like a standard load board. So you just log in and you start looking around and finding what you got. So I hope that answers that question. So anyway, is there any other questions? Y'all comment down below and hit that like button. Maybe contemplate subscribing if you're new here. And that way we can actually be able to reach out and touch more people and be able to touch other lives. So let's see. I see we have a question. Okay, I already answered that one. It's 85%, not 86%. That is correct. And yes, it absolutely what it says it pays is what it pays. So, and thank you. You're welcome. I hope that helps. Yeah, if it, like I said, if you're asking specifically about North Carolina, I would get in that truck and I would put myself on that load going to Colorado, because if you remember what we had just talked about with the trucker's edge, there's nothing, there's almost no trucks going into Colorado, but they have an excess of freight coming out. Now, it might be a little bit cheaper, but that's a decently paying, a couple of loads they have on there. So, that's just my 2 cents based on the data that I have shown. Colorado is one of those weird places. You got to be really careful because Denver can be really good sometimes and it can be really bad most of the time. So just be careful. But they did have some other good loads going down to Florida, which would probably be, if you're in North Carolina, I'm assuming you primarily run the East Coast anyway. So that would probably be where your modus operandi is going to be anyway. So I'm going to take a quick break here, y'all. And in the meantime, drop down in the comments or any questions, anything you have. And as soon as I get back from this quick little break, I will get back with you and we will touch those as soon as I get back. You're back. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. I apologize for that. I have some guests that are going to come on, and we're going to talk our piece and run our mouths and do the typical things that truck drivers do. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring on Jake from State Farm and Mr. Lone Wolf. Howdy ho, gentlemen. What you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Why isn't my picture up?
It is up. I'm looking at you
Not on
right
my
now.
end.
I can see it.
Not on my end. I don't know why I can't see it. Hey Joe.
Well, we can see you. So, what's up, bud? I know, I know. Hey, there are no more burritos, Tank. Get out here. Come on. No more burritos. Go on. Go.
No
So,
burrito for the Tinkerbell.
anyway, so we are talking cloud trucks tonight. So, is there anything that y'all would like to add, deny, confirm, or just spout off about? And go. Say hi to Tank, by the way. Everyone drop a comment for Tanko. Oh, Tank's a good boy today.
Hi, Cow
Well,
Dog.
first off, if you get a truck, don't go to OTR in Jackson. Go to the
Hold on,
Phoenix
well, hold on.
or the
I will do
Missouri
you.
yard.
I will do you one better. Do not get a truck out of Atlanta. Period.
She couldn't have said it better.
So that's going to be my advice. If you get a truck and it's coming out of Atlanta and it's coming from a dealership or shop and it's not a private party seller, do not buy it. Do not even
I
walk
wouldn't even
away.
buy it from a private
Run
party
away.
seller.
Well, I know some people down in that area that I can't say are dishonest people, but if it's coming from a dealership in Atlanta, don't touch it.
I got something to add to this
Yeah.
whole thing. So,
Is it
for the people out there who are listening, you guys all know who Forbes is, right? I'm assuming you two do.
What's a Forbes?
Forbes magazine, you know, like the rich people magazine.
Oh
I'm not.
wait! Isn't that what Star Wars is in?
Yeah, that's in a galaxy far, far away. Anyway, go ahead. Forbes magazine. All right.
I'm a
Let
redneck,
me.
bro. I don't read magazines. I can't hardly read.
You shouldn't have to know who they are, but okay. Most people know who they are. Anyway, this company has been mentioned multiple times in their magazines as one of the startup companies to watch. Uh, they've grown incredibly fast, but they're doing it in the right way from the way everything
Yes, they are.
seems.
I have zero complaints for cloud trucks, except for I cannot pay my credit card on the app.
You can, it's just going to pop up randomly sometimes. It's weird.
Exactly. If that could be
I'm
fixed,
sure
I would
it's
have
something
no
that they're working
complaints.
on.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Let's see. Um.
Joe, you're going to have to let us know any questions or comments, dude.
I know we don't have any yet. No,
You
I
still haven't
don't
got
want to
that fixed?
subscribe to Forbes. No, I got it fixed. I'm able to actually here. Look, I can read, pull comments up. They got it fixed. We had a nice long talk about it, and
Forbes doesn't have drivers. They're a
yeah.
they're
It's
basically
a
one of
trucking
those big.
magazine.
No, it's not.
What is it
Forbes is
then?
like the Fortune 500 thing. They're the ones who keep track of the Fortune 500 and businesses to watch out for the year, and the businesses that have created the most jobs or had the most income. They're
All right,
pretty much one
hold
of the
on.
things where if you've been very successful, Forbes interviews you.
All right, let's see. Okay, so I do have one of the articles from Forbes about cloud trucks. This is from November 30th of 2021, so this is the last year's article. So this is a little dated. So Cloud Truck seeks to take on trucking shortage with fresh funds at 850 million valuation. I'm assuming that means it's what the company's worth at that point in time. It says with supply chain problems persisting throughout the country as the holiday shipping season ramps up, the trucking industry is experiencing severe staff shortages, with some 250,000 drivers leaving the industry last year. says, but truckers are not calling it quits for all the reasons you might expect, according to Tobena. I can't pronounce his last name, so I ain't even going to try. Who has started 2 companies in the space. He says and this is his quote. He says there is all this data about a truck driver shortage, but if you talk to the drivers, they're complaining about all these things that don't have anything to do with driving, Tobena says. The complaints he realized largely come in administrative challenges like finding insurance, maintaining government compliance, and in turn, drivers who want to run their own business were turning to lower paying jobs at large trucking carriers and businesses such as Pepsi, or they were quitting the field altogether. And he says, if we could build a solution for them to help them manage their business, then the job would actually be a lot more desirable. And that is the quote from Tobena himself in that article. Jake, you're missing. Where'd you go?
They do have a newer article out about them from this year.
I haven't found that one yet, so it might not be published. They might still be working on it.
No, it's published. But anyway, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek on some info about them and Forbes. I have recently in the past month done an interview with them for Forbes, and when that comes out, I will make sure that either I'll pass around everybody that usually comes on here, and we can all probably put it up. It shows a lot about the app. It shows a lot of stuff. They ask me a lot of important questions. It'll be good for Cloud Trucks to get that kind of representation from a driver and not just somebody in the office too.
Absolutely. So,
Oh, and before you say, let me finish this off. Also, they are doing these things called driver stories or driver success stories or whatever you want to call them. They're on YouTube. I did one. It has not been put up yet, but it will be put up soon. And when that's put up, I'll link it on my Facebook page. I'll add everything in so you guys can watch it from my Facebook page as well.
Well, good deal. Maybe one day I'll be cool enough to actually sit there and talk with him and give him some good PR, because
they're looking for more people to do it. So as long as you are known to people at Cloud Trucks, they'll do it. You'll just have to go to Oakland, California.
I am a very firm believer in what this company stands for, and the fact being that they just do things differently, and it's so easy it should be sinful, you know. I mean, everybody all the way from the operations team to Tobena down to Miss Desiree, they're all super friendly and very approachable, and some of the most professional people I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And the fact of that being the case, that they are that way, it speaks volumes of the company that they're building and the direction that they're trying to go, because they do have standards to meet. They do have quotas, and they let us know what these things are, and it's not just all hidden behind some curtain. Everybody, I hate the word transparent, but it is what it is. They don't hide anything. It is exactly that. It's very transparent. They don't hide things.
Out of all the companies that have claimed to be transparent that I've worked for, this is the absolute most transparent one I've ever done anything with.
And see, that was the thing. When I first heard them say that word, it was an instant turnoff. And then the more that we had talked and the more that I had engaged with the people who are actually a part of this and actually work here and the backside of things, and then the more I had spoken with the contractors that they have, the more I realized that even though that there's such a negative stigmatism with the word transparency, it actually applies.
It actually means something here.
Yes. Oh, Jake's back. Yeah, now he's gone again.
He must be in a bad service area.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, he's back again. Are you going to stay this time?
Well, I have my first complaint. That's not with Cloud. It's with a broker.
Okay. Uh-oh.
They just called me to inform that they were bumping my delivery date up an hour.
Nice.
Well, now I won't make it.
Uh-oh.
And I informed him that, and he said, well, if you don't make it, we'll just reschedule. It'll be like Thursday.
Thursday.
I will take this sucker back to Oklahoma. Watch me.
It'll be all right. They'll get it worked
I
out.
will turn this sucker around and put it back on
All
the
you
dock
gotta
in
do is
Oklahoma City.
contact the ops team tomorrow and talk to them about it, and they'll see what they can do.
Oh yeah, operations will get that squared away. It won't be an issue. So, you're such a good dog today. Yes. Good boy.
But
So, Joe, is it
I
raining
can-
where you are?
Oh no, and I am not north or south of Nashville. I am east of Nashville.
Oh.
So I can either not follow the rules and regulations of my clock.
You're gonna follow the rules and regulations of your clock.
I can either not do that or be late. And I'm not going to break my LD.
Why is it so dark where you are, Jake?
He probably turned his lights out. I would recommend seeing if you have the ability to do a split sleeper. That's what I would do if it was me.
What, do 8 and then
Take your 8.
do 8 hour sleeper?
Yeah, do a 7-hour sleeper or an 8-hour sleeper, and then get up and roll, and then take your 2-hour break later on down the road. See if that gives you the hours you need to be able to make it.
Might be able to do his 2-hour break while he's at the shipper
That's usually where I do mine.
or receiver.
So
I could try it.
anyway, so does anybody else have any further questions? Looks like we got we got a couple on Twitch and we got a couple on YouTube. So y'all hop in the comments here and talk to us. Otherwise, we're just gonna start rolling on. So, okay, how would y'all describe the onboarding process here at Cloud Trucks? Would you say that
It was
it's an easy
easy.
process, or would you say that there were some challenges involved?
Not
The
really
only
challenges.
You first.
Go
Jake.
ahead. Okay, well I'll
You
go
first.
first. It wasn't challenging. It was time consuming.
So it was tedious.
So
Okay.
no, not tedious. It was just time consuming. A lot of waiting. But if you're coming from a company driver trying to get into a new lease truck and all that, any time you switch, it's going to be complicated and time consuming. And
Yeah.
my experience was my bills are very expensive. So I couldn't go 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks without work. Just if you decide to switch over, make sure you have the money to sit for about a week or two to get everything taken care of. That way you're not getting in the truck prematurely and not having everything you need.
Absolutely.
Most of that waiting period is going to be waiting for your plates.
Yes, it takes about
Yep.
a week, about 7 days to get 5 to 7 business days. Business days. That doesn't count the weekends. Business days to get your plate. So if you can start them on a Monday, start them on a Monday, or start them on a Friday, and then you should be able to get them by like the next Thursday.
Well, we started mine on a holiday, so I didn't get mine for a while.
Yeah, don't do that.
or on a holiday week or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, holidays
That's
definitely
scratching
throw
me up,
range.
Fenrir.
That's definitely so. Have y'all noticed that like trying to get your asset covered for the weekend to have a load on your back for the whole weekend or book loads over the weekend is an absolute chore?
You
Is it
normally
just-
have to sit on it for a day.
Yeah.
It
Like,
sucks.
Like on this one, like I booked this load, it was 700 miles, and I got it. I unloaded Friday, reloaded with this, and then when I got my rate con and looked at it, it showed that the delivery was Monday, which is tomorrow. So 700 miles for 3 days, that's a lot of sitting.
Or you get like I am here and you do a 1,200 mile run over the weekend and you get right shy because your truck's governed and nobody will touch it. That's the most aggravating thing I've ever had, buddy.
Need to look into a product called Diesel Laptops.
No, I got to get Navistar software. It's $800 and I can do
Ooh.
whatever I want with my truck.
Ouch,
I can
that's
turn it up,
expensive.
turn it down, flip it over. I can do whatever I want.
Just make sure you don't cut out the injectors.
Do what?
Don't cut out the injectors. That won't end
I'm
well.
not gonna. No, it won't move.
Earl!
I promise you
I'm
one
falling
thing.
short.
As soon as I get the software and the money, the DEF is coming off of this truck.
I didn't hear that. We didn't hear that. We do not conspire to do said things here.
It's not illegal.
But it is.
It's not illegal. It's only legal in California and New York.
Actually, not that long ago, they actually put an article out about talking how the EPA doesn't have the ability to be able to govern things. So that might be something worth digging into to see if that's legit.
Actually, the EPA is talking about getting rid of the after treatment system altogether.
Really?
Yeah,
Because
I've heard
it's
that multiple
bullcrap.
times.
Can you send me some literature on that? Because I would love to read about that.
I will look for some for you.
Yes, if you could
And
find
I've
me
also
some
heard-
literature about that.
I've also read multiple times and heard multiple times that they're looking at possibly suspending the hours of service for all truck drivers.
I seen
Well,
that.
they've actually been talking right now about whether or not the hours of service is actually necessary, because they brought it up, and then the question I believe it was posed is to why is it that one driver running one load, I think it was fuel was the example he used, can run 14, 16, 18 hours nonstop as long as he just shuts down and takes a 10-minute break with the hours of service exemption, but another guy hauling mac and cheese can't. So why is it okay for one and not the other? So where I
agree
see
100%.
where I see that being beneficial is for us being owner operators that aren't bound to anything. Where I see that being a problem is for the company drivers, specifically the new truck drivers coming in who don't know any better.
And don't
Because
know their limits yet.
yes, we all know what it's like being the new guy, and you have that dispatcher that's hammering down your throat, pushing you to do something that you don't feel comfortable
Or a trainer.
with. Or a trainer. Or you just know for a fact you're tired, and you know that that's going to be a problem.
I drove all the way through Texas a few times, falling asleep at the wheel because my trainer told me I better be there on time.
Yeah, me and him would have had words. I'd have pulled that truck over and put it in and said, you know what? You drive.
Well, he was sleeping. His shift was next.
Oh, well, wake up, dude. It's your turn.
I would have called safety.
But see,
No, I had a really good trainer, and if it wasn't for my trainer, I wouldn't be the truck driver I am today, because he may have made me drive tired, but he also showed me my limits.
But on the other note, though, you were still the new guy and didn't know better. See, and that's
Yeah.
the thing that I think is the biggest downfall in our industry specifically, is the fact that as our community is, like I said earlier, it's very rigid, very jaded, and there's a lot of negative stigmatism in our industry. And that being the case, you got all this stuff where nobody wants to teach anybody anything. Every single truck driver out here knows everything and can't be taught nothing. But the one guy they see struggling and chewing everything up, they can't even be bothered to teach him something.
Exactly. Just get out and be like, hey, man, like backing into a parking spot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, you're cutting it too close to the other trailer. Why don't you swing out a little bit deeper?
Mm-hmm. Or like
You know?
the dude who backed into me, he could have caught in the middle of the night. This dude backed into my truck and about flipped my truck over. The least he could have done is, hey, dude, not come and knocked on my door and woke me up. I would have got out of my truck, gotten dressed, and helped him get it in that spot, or backed it in for him if he was that tired, if it had kept him from hitting me. The next guy who
We talking
came
about the
after,
same Joe. You would have got out of the truck with a tomahawk.
no, I wouldn't have. If he would have legitimately, dude, I think I'm afraid I'm gonna hit you. Do you mind watching me? No, not at all. I'm gonna get up, get dressed, and I'm gonna get you in the parking spots. That's simple.
We both know you would have gotten out of there naked.
Ready to fight.
I can
The
neither
only real
confirm
men
nor
fight
deny
naked.
them. I can neither confirm or deny these shenanigans.
You've been cussing all day. What the heck are you talking about?
But I mean, that's the thing that I find is so interesting is There's so many grumpy people out here, and everybody knows everything, but nobody can be troubled to teach the new guy anything.
This is the one thing I tell everyone out here. The day you think you learned everything, turn those keys in.
What you talking about? This is my first day. I've never driven a truck a day before in my life.
Well, it seems like it most of the time, at least.
I don't know why you're on the road. You cuss like a sailor.
No, I don't. I hop on the right lane and I just pedal along, doing my own little thing, smile and wave at everybody as they give me this one finger salute. Bye. Have a wonderful time.
Bye, Felicia.
I sit on the window like this because I wish I wasn't governed.
You know what?
Get
Having
off
to go
the
to
button
truck ain't a
for the
bad
door,
thing.
Fenrir.
The amount of fuel economy that you save only running about 64 is phenomenal. So,
Yeah, but the man points I lose running 64 is phenomenal.
you didn't have many to start with. You'll be fine.
That's the problem.
Your wife has those in her purse.
No, that's my balls, bro.
Yeah, same difference
You wanna-
with you.
You want to go fast? Build a race car.
I bought a big one, 400 horses.
400 horses ain't much, buddy. Them's chump numbers. You need to pump them up a little
It is
bit.
if you put it in
Mine's
a
even
Prius.
Mine's got 455 in it. I could turn it up to 500 if I wanted to.
I mean, I can make mine push over 1,000 if I spent $100,000.
Yeah.
Turn that turbo up, I'll get about 8.
I don't know.
It just won't last long.
I'm more partial to having more torque than horsepower. Ponies don't
I can
mean
mess with
nothing
both
if
if I
you
really
can't
want to.
move it. So,
I got something y'all ain't got. I have a
Your
stick
dash?
that controls. Look, see this thing? Controls all my
I
torque.
thought your wife played with that thing, not you.
She ain't here.
The whole man-to-hand
Yeah.
relationship, huh?
my 5-speed.
All of us
is-
got it. I just embrace mine.
My 5-speed's at the house in the garage. It's got to get some work done on it.
You
Your
can talk about
5-speed?
your wife like that.
So, do what?
Said you shouldn't talk about your
Huh?
wife like that.
No, I'm talking about my truck. I got another truck at home I'm working on.
Yeah, 'cause it's broke. He
ain't
found it on
broke.
the roadside dead.
Nope, it ain't broke. It runs like a top. It's 30 years old and runs like it ain't been the day out of the day ever new.
I had the same exact truck, just a 93.
Yeah, and part of it's
Yours is a
jerry rigged still,
95.
isn't it?
Yours is a
No,
95.
it's fixed. No, mine's a
What
90.
year's your truck?
A 92 F-150 custom, short bed, bench seat, 2-wheel drive.
I had the same exact one, but a 93 with inline 6 or straight 6 with the 5-speed transmission, and
Yep,
mine
I got it.
lost 3rd and 4th gear. Probably 4 years after we got it, lost 3rd and 4th gear, and I drove that thing another 100,000 miles, the 1st, 2nd, and 5th.
Yeah.
That
mine
was a
has
mean
all
little
the
truck.
mine has all the gears in it and a brand new clutch. So
Does
it's
AC
fun.
work?
It don't have AC actually. It's got heat. Don't have no air. It don't even have a setup for the
Mine-
compressor.
Mine had AC.
AC's for wusses. I got them little.
No,
I
AC
got
Says the
them-
one
fat
running the
people in the
AC
summertime.
99% of the time.
I got these little vent windows that pop open, and at like 40 miles an hour, it's like having a tornado inside that truck. It's awesome.
How's your AC running right now?
What are you crying about for? Huh?
Because AC not blowing on him.
No, it is.
See?
Only
His
for a
AC's
little
running.
bit. Well, that's different.
AC's for fat kids in the summertime. Guess what?
It ain't
I'm a fat
summertime.
kid. It's summertime.
It ain't
is
summertime.
right here.
It's fall.
I'm in
And
Tampa,
technically
bro.
it is fall now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I
I'm in
bet you we
Tampa.
have.
It's summertime year round.
I bet you we have snow by Thanksgiving.
Don't you? Maybe up there where you're at.
You know Texas gets snowstorms now, right?
Yeah, I know.
Trust
Don't
me, I've
you
been
worry,
snowed in.
Jake. You're
I've
going to
been
get one.
I've been snowed in Texas for the last 2 years when they've had snowstorms.
Where at?
On the 35 corridor, I think it's about in between Waco and San Antonio.
What do you mean, right? Right level with Houston?
Yeah. I think last year it was snowing in Laredo last year, or the year before last, sorry. I had a buddy of mine who video called me from Laredo. He's like, dude, what is this? I was like, that's called snow. He goes, I don't like it. You take it back.
My dog keeps putting the
Where's
window
Mickey
down.
Mouse at?
I don't know.
In his brown house.
No.
He's playing in his
He
brown
needs to
house.
make money with that motherfucker. I tell you what, he can make $1,000 million. It's a lot of money. $1,000 million. That's like $1 trillion.
I think you got your numbers mixed up, buddy. I think let's just stop talking math because you're hurting yourself.
No,
Hurting me? What are you
$1,000
talking
million.
about?
Time out. $1,000 million. It's like $1 trillion.
I think my brain cells just went to hell.
I feel like I'm dumber after this conversation now.
No. What is 1,000
You're making look. You see this face? You're making him mad.
Why? Because I know math and y'all don't.
No, you're making his poor little brain hurt.
You know, redneck math. There's a difference.
Okay, what is 1,000 times a million?
I don't know.
Too many zeros.
It's $1 trillion.
I don't believe him either. Do you? No. Tank says
Oh
you're
my
full
God!
crap.
Somebody pull out a calculator.
All our calculators are on our phone.
And I'm the redneck.
Oh man, come on! You're really gonna make me do this.
I don't know. You're not the one wearing camo right now.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm from the south though.
1, 2, 3. That's the answer I get. 1E9. That's the answer.
That's one with
1E9.
9 zeros after it.
1.
Fenrir? I swear to God, you keep shaking that rain off on me.
Right, now watch this one. That's what I get.
So 9 zeros.
I don't know. Anyway, it's irrelevant. We're supposed to be talking trucking here.
I mean, it's payroll.
Yeah. Nah. We hire that out.
I wish.
We send that on to Joe. He does all payroll.
You
It's
see,
always weird.
He ain't doing my payroll. Come back $1,000 short.
1 for you, 10 for me. 1 for you, 10 for me. That's a Roger.
$1 for me, 10 cents for you. $1 for me, 10 cents for you.
Nah, more like $1 for him and 10 cents for us.
Hey man, if I got to use them extra brain cells, I got to get paid for it.
You got to go get brain cells installed to use them.
Nah, I steal his. Don't you look at
We're
me
screwed.
like that. We got this, don't we, Tank? We got this.
We got to plug you into the
So where's
Matrix and
everybody at?
download the programming for it.
Looks like we got 2 people watching on Twitch right now. So we're just.
Nah, I meant like, where are you at? And where
Oh.
are you at?
I'm somewhere on 40, parked at a QT east of Nashville somewhere.
East of Nashville.
Dixon, Tennessee.
Y'all
You're like-
both in Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm down here in freaking Tampa.
So when y'all gonna come up to my place and we can actually hook up some chains with these trucks and see who's got?
When you get us a good load to go there.
Y'all don't let me look at loads for you.
Well, how about this? When y'all gonna come to my house, we actually go do some real fishing.
If there ain't catfish, I ain't in it.
But there is catfish.
I mean, I'll go fishing on the boat, but I don't usually eat the fish. You guys eat what I catch.
Well, I'll eat it all, buddy.
I bet you will.
You're damn right I will.
Yeah, if it fits in his mouth, he eats it.
Really now?
Yep.
Got a gag
you
reflex?
No, but I got a reflex for people like you. And it ain't a gag reflex. I promise you, one of us gonna walk away bleeding. It ain't gonna be me.
I was asking Joe. He told me to ask you.
Joe knows already.
I bet he does.
What? I don't
He
know
found
nothing
out
about
the,
family barbecue. Anyway, that's enough of that.
He found out the
That's
hard
enough of
way,
that.
didn't he?
Enough of this. We're not doing that here. Anyway, we're off topic. So, trucking. Give me a good story, Jake.
This one time at band camp,
We don't
Joe
talk
found
about
out.
band camp. We don't talk about band camp.
this one
Well,
time
I
at
didn't go
band
to
camp,
band
Joe
camp.
found a turtle.
All right, come on, Jake. Give me a story. Give me a good one.
What kind of story?
Funny story. Trucking story.
I got a lot of stories.
You know, when you eat the end of it, the cap don't go back on and it makes a mess, Doofy.
Well, I'll tell
Well,
you
you don't
a story
let him
about
eat the end of
today.
it, dingbat.
I was in Alabama. I or Mississippi this morning when I shut down
Uh-huh.
last night, and I woke up and got up to go get my coffee.
Okay.
And I walked into Love to go get my coffee, and a girl screamed across the store, "Welcome to Love's." You know how loud they are in the morning. You're like, just shush.
Welcome to Love's.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's like an intercom coming out of their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But she's over by the
And you-
coffee pot. There's two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of nod my head. I'm still half asleep, trying to get my coffee in me. I done peed behind my truck and all that good stuff. I walk in,
don't
I
do
go over there,
that.
and it was in the grass. It's just like your dog peeing in the grass. What's the difference?
As long as it's not on the pavement, I don't care.
I don't pee on the pavement. But I walked over there, and this girl turned around, shoved her ass out, and started playing on her phone right by the coffee pot. Well, the other lady just kind of snickered and went back to refilling the creamers and sugars.
Mm-hmm.
I walked over there, made my coffee, put some coffee in there with my cream and sugar, went back and was stirring it. And I looked at the lady, I said, "That girl knows she ain't got an ass, right?" Well, the older lady went to busting out laughing, about fell on the floor. That little young girl, she was probably 20, got so mad, stomped off and just walked off. That girl said, "Sweetheart, you just made my day. That coffee's on me." I said, "Sweetie, I come
She
here
got
enough.
that
This
rare
coffee's
disease
free."
called no acetol.
Yeah. But that girl thought she was hot shit. But she looked like a 2x4 with a bow in it.
They call that Mrs. Plank. Oh boy! Oh boy!
Oh boy!
But that was this morning.
Yep.
Oh man.
Get her,
Well-
Jakey.
I think I hurt her feelings, but I made that old lady's day.
What are you grumping at me for, dog?
Because it's your fault. You're the human.
I guess he must think it's time for bed or something, which it is. We got
Have
to be up
any
at
of
4.
y'all have any of y'all ever pulled over and helped somebody get unstuck in an 18-wheeler?
Not in an 18-wheeler, but in my pickup truck, I do all the time. I usually
No,
carry
like an
a couple chains in
18-wheeler.
the wintertime.
Nope.
No, because I'm not going to tear up their stuff.
I ain't tore up nothing yet. I do it at least once a week. So,
What?
this bad boy right here.
Was that your fire hose?
It's the same width as a fire hose, but no, it's a crane strap from the port.
Ah.
I got friends that used to work at the port, and my Uncle Reuben used to work at the port, and he got me that a long time ago. I've had that strap for years.
Right.
I've pulled out God knows how many 18-wheelers with it, and probably 30 or 40 cars.
So, Joe, what time is your delivery tomorrow?
Sometime in the morning.
Mine's between 6 a.m. and 1300.
Yeah.
Mine is at 6 a.m. No buffer, and they just moved it to 5.
Nice.
But no buffer.
Guess you better
gotta
put a
be there
rocket on
at
that truck,
time.
huh?
I'm about an hour and 5 minutes away.
Guess you best put a rocket on that truck.
But
Nah.
all right,
Can't
y'all.
afford the fuel.
Well, I think everything is pretty well about died off here, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this short here. So
We haven't talked about cloud at all.
I did for like a half hour.
I
Well,
helped
you
you
told
for like
me
that
you're
half hour, too.
driving. You can't join.
Yeah, I can't put. It's not safe to be on a live stream and drive. You just don't do that. It's called
I
distracted
can sit
driving.
like this and drive and talk, just like I talked to both of y'all on the dang phone all day.
No, it's not safe.
We all do it. You hypocrite.
I don't do it.
You don't talk on your headset riding down the road.
No, I talk on my phone with my headset riding down the road, but I don't do video chats or conferences and such.
What's the difference between this and this?
When you're doing a live stream rolling down the road, they can pull you in, and if you get pulled over and you were caught doing that, that's an out of service, and it's considered distracted driving. It's a very heavy fine.
Or if I get pulled over, I'm recording this with 2 of my good friends to make sure you don't kill me.
I don't think it works that way anymore.
Why not? Everybody records it.
I guess I don't.
I don't either. I'm as nice as I can be, because trust me, if they get to digging, I am fucked.
But all right, well, we're gonna cut it off here, y'all. So,
Why?
cause I gotta be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So
So do I.
Yeah, exactly.
Sucks to be both of you. Sucks to be you both.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.